Right? I mean, right, Pat? You're always
Sure,
dressed...
you don't have to come to the theater to find somebody who dresses better than you.
Well, this is my persona. People will affect themselves by looking at me this way. They'll say, gee, look what I can do with my life. If this guy's doing so well with his in this kind of an outfit.
You gotta have something. And I was an underprivileged Latin kid who couldn't sing, and that's the worst thing you could be. To be ghetto and be off-key is really a crime.
Every night I bring her Frankfurt sandwiches, Frankfurt sandwiches. How my baby loves those Frankfurt sandwiches.
I've stood on bread lines with the best. I watched by the headlines and did the rest. In the Depression, was I depressed? No way, dear. I met a big financier, so when he...
Well, John Barrymore was a law unto himself. You know, he came out of the stage door one time and some young follower said, Mr. Barrymore, do you think Hamlet had an affair with Ophelia? He said, he did every time I played him. And then he added, but not in the Chicago company.
Do it! Don't ask how well I'm doing. Whatever swell I'm doing, ask what the hell I'm doing now. Yeah! Thank you, God.
Come ye back when summer's in the valley, or when the bird is soft and sensual. It's irony in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Daddy, oh, Daddy, oh, I love you so. I can't give you anything but love and me. That's the only thing I've plenty of. It's great to see you look swell and neat. Diamond cufflinks doesn't sell and till then. You know darn well, and I can't give you anything but love.
Give me the simple life. Come on and give me the simple. Give me the simple. Give me the simple. Yeah, yeah. Give me the simple life.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of the 1996 Anselmo Award, Mr. Billy Stritch.
I wanna be no one but me. Who is that guy with the beard? I am in love with a lover who likes me the way I am. I have my faults. She likes my faults. I'm not very bright, but she's not very bright. And she thinks I'm grand. That's grand for me. We may be wrong, but as we go along, what do we care, say we? Walking on the shore, swimming in the sea. I am the lad who is grateful and glad that I'm nobody else but me. I am in love with a lady who likes me just the way that I am. I have my faults. She likes my faults. I am not very bright, but she's not very bright. And she thinks I'm grand. That's grand for me. We may be wrong, but as we go along, what do we care, say we, when she holds me close, close as we can be. I am the lad who is grateful and who's glad that I'm nobody else. I'm glad I'm no one else but me, just me. I'm nobody else but me. Thank you. Thank you very much. It was my privilege to win. Is this on? Hello. It was my privilege to be the first recipient of the Anselmo Award. 10 years ago, and all that facial hair and glasses ago. And it's also my privilege now to welcome to the stage a man who truly needs no introduction, but we all love him, and I love him so much. And I'm so glad that this evening is happening and that we can all welcome to the stage Andy Anselmo.
I love you. Have fun. All right. Thank you. Isn't he great? Billy Stritch, I am so proud of him. He's just wonderful. When John Harris and I started the Singers Forum 25 years ago, there were only 2 of us. And look how we have grown. I'm just so moved. I cannot tell you. And thank you all for what you have done for us and getting us to this point in the school's life and in our lives. And I'm glad I made it to 80 years old to to see it all happen. I tell you, I guess I'm blessed and very lucky. Oh boy, I'm lucky. I'll say I'm lucky. This is my lucky day. Now I'm in clover. I'm glad all over. I wanna shout hooray. I found a horseshoe, couldn't go wrong. And then of course you all happen along. Oh boy, I'm lucky. I'll say I'm lucky. This is my lucky day. You're my funny Valentine, sweet comic Valentine. You make me smile with my heart. Your looks are laughable, unphotographable. Yet you're my favorite work of art. Is your figure less than Greek? Is your mouth a little weak when you open it to speak? Are you smart? But don't change a hair for me. Not if you care for me. Stay, little Valentine, stay. Each day is Valentine's. Oh boy, I'm lucky. I'll say I'm lucky. This is my lucky day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Got you up. Thank you. I can't believe that I can still do that. Oh, thank you so much. Oh. Thank you so much. You know, music has been, and singing has been a part of my life. I started to study when I was 10 years old, and it's been a part of my life all of these years. And it's been the most wonderful life, and the most wonderful things have happened to me because of music. And it will happen to you too. Stay with the music. And a little while ago, a young girl came to me who was 10 years old and reminded me of when I was 10 and started singing and studying, because you know, you never can start early enough. There's so much to learn, and I learn every day of my life. And that's what makes it so exciting. There's always new things to learn. Anyway, this wonderful child came for her lessons. And I am so happy that she's here tonight so that you can see and meet Tess Drunken-Miller.
Thank you, Andy.
Sorry, Tess, I was supposed to move this, and then you're supposed to use that, right? No? I like this. You like this? Okay. Take two.
Johnny could only sing one note, and the note he sang was this. Ah, poor Johnny, one note, sang out with gusto and just overlorded the place. Poor Johnny, one note, yelled willy-nilly until he was blue in the face. For holding one note was his ace. Couldn't hear the brass, couldn't hear the drum. He was in a class by himself by gum. Poor Johnny, one note, got in Aida, indeed a great chance to be brave. He took his one note, howled like the north wind, brought forth wind that made critics rave. While Verdi turned round in his grave, couldn't hear the flute or the big trombone. Everyone was mute, Johnny stood alone. Cats and dogs stopped yapping, lions in the zoo all were jealous of Johnny's big trill. Thunderclaps stopped clapping, traffic sees its roar, and they tell us Niagara stood still. He stopped the train whistles, boat whistles, steam whistles, cop whistles, all whistles, bowed to his skill. So sing, Johnny, one note, sing out with gusto and just overwhelm all the crowd. Ah, so sing, Johnny, one note out loud. Sing, Johnny, one note. Sing, Johnny, one note out loud.
And now, please welcome the winner of the 2002 Anselmo Award, Miss Margaret Curry.
Wow, what a tough act to follow. Better than sailing at midnight, better than diving for pearls, better than skiing at Aspen or feeding the squirrels, better than finding a horseshoe or losing your head, better than anything thought of or anything said, better than shouting right out loud or being spotted in a crowd, better than anything except being in love. Better than 4 sets of Dizzy, better than Count Basie's band, better than Rollins or Coltrane or me on the stand, better than Ella Fitzgerald or Miles' latest news, better than Bill Evans' ballads or Joe Williams' blues, better than hearing Lady Day or checking in at Monterey, better than anything except being in love. Better than Lucy and Desi, better than Route 66, better than Kildare and Casey, singing with Mitch, better than better than a clicking the switch, better than movies late at night, or watching Allie win a fight, better than anything except being in love. Being in love. Elephants dancing, clowns on parade, better than peanuts and popcorn and fresh lemonade. Rides on the midway, seals blowing horns, better than men shot from cannons or fresh ears of corn, better than balancing on wire or watching tigers leap through fire, better than anything except being in love. Being in love. Clowns on parade, better than peanuts and popcorn and fresh lemonade. Rides on the midway, seals blowing horns, better than men shot from cannons and fresh ears of corn, better than balancing on wire and watching tigers leap through fire, better than anything except being in love. Better than movies late at night and watching Allie win that fight, better than anything except being in love. Better than hearing Lady Day or checking in at Monterey, better than anything except being with you. Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Caroline Jones.
I am dizzy, I am whirling, I feel like my hair is curling all around my head, like a lucky bird landed on my head. I must pinch myself to see if this has happened, and to me it's like a lucky bird landed on my head. Ordinarily I'm meek, but I can raise a fuss and shriek. See that cloud? I just might jump right up, take a bite, but for a while I will stand completely still. My heart's trying to tell me something. Yes, my heart begin, speak or pound or spin. Tell me something, tell me something. Yes, my heart, it's wonderful. Yes, my heart, this is our chance. But for a while I will stand completely still. Then I'll have to laugh and sing.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to represent the honorary chair of this evening's gala, Selma Schumer.
Hello, everybody. I've been asked to stand in for Chuck, who couldn't be here tonight. What's some other to do? Chuck is, however, very familiar with the work of the Singers Forum. At Lynn's party, we had the privilege of hearing one Delvis Lopez, I remember, a wonderful voice and a wonderful success story. She represents the excellent opportunities offered by the Children's Youth Scholarship Program. I want to congratulate Mr. and Mrs. Tudor Jones and express appreciation for their support to the Singers Forum and the community at large. I'm happy to celebrate the 80th birthday of Andy Anselmo. I'm sure Chuck sends his best to you. He's the founding director of the Singers Forum, and I'm most impressed to think that this man is 80 years old. I'm trying to catch up. Chuck will be very pleased to hear about this wonderful evening. He's proud of the Singers Forum on its 25th anniversary and of our Aunt Lynn Rosen's association with it. Thank you all very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the teachers and young singers of the Singers Forum Youth Outreach Program, led by Miss Sankova Wade and conducted by Miss Jana Genzinger. Please welcome the chairman of the board of Singers Forum and the winner of the 2002 Special Benefactor Award, Mr. Dale Ponikvar.
Good evening, and to all of us who have been here for a while, we've come a long way. And I think I would like to highlight tonight that we now own our own home. And tonight, we paid down the mortgage. We are now ready to make the next steps, and we have a plan to expand our enrollment over the next 3 years from the mid-300s in the students to over 1,000. And we intend to expand and continue the program that you saw tonight, just now, and build that out. To do that, we're going to have to develop a larger faculty, so we're working on that. Develop our curriculum a little further, we're working on that. And you are the folks here tonight that are all making that possible. And I want to thank you profoundly for all of your assistance and help. We appreciate it. I'm going to wrap up there, but one of the things that one always has to repeat, that's so obvious, that this school was only possible because of the inspiration and genius of Andy Anselmo and John Albert Harris, two of the best teachers on earth in any subject, anywhere, anytime, any place. They have created the spirit that you see in this school. Teachers are so important, and they are the absolute best. Thank you, Andy. Thank you, John. Thank you all.
Ladies and gentlemen, here to present the Special Benefactor Award, Mr. Stanley Druckenmiller.
What a privilege to be a part of such a special evening. And Andy, I just want to say before I speak about my friend the Joneses, we're the lucky ones. We're so lucky to know you, and you've brought so much into all of our lives. Thank you. It is a real privilege to present this award to two of my dearest friends, Paul and Sonia Jones. But I must say, when Andy told me they were receiving this award, I was in a bit of shock. Not because the Joneses don't deserve it, because I couldn't imagine how he got them to accept being honored. Because this is probably the most generous couple I know in the United States, but they do it in a quiet way. And I know many, many requests, some from me, who you all turned down, to be honored at various events. And God knows they deserve it for their generosity throughout the community and for what they've done for the Singers Forum. I don't know how many of you have seen the new facility, but it's absolutely magnificent. They have been tremendous financial and inspirational leadership with regard to that facility, with regard to the capital campaign, and they also have been tremendous example to all donors with regard to youth outreach, which you just saw some of the fruits of, which is a wonderful program. But Andy, I was going back to thinking, how did you get Paul to do this? And also Sonia, and I would like, you can read in the program about all the business accomplishments and the philanthropy and about Robin Hood, about other things, but I'd like to share my little special story about the Joneses, because this is a family I know very well and I've known for over 10 years. And in terms of philanthropy, they've probably done more for children than anyone I know, but to me, charity starts at home. And this is a couple that, despite all they have, has spent 8 days in the last 10 years away from their children. That's the total amount of time they have spent. When you call Paul during the day when he's not there, he's usually at a soccer game or at some function at school or watching his beautiful daughter Carolyn singing,
Sonia takes him to school every day. This is a family that is just as generous to their own kids and puts more into parenting than just about any family I've ever met. And Andy, when I mentioned to Paul casually one day that my daughter liked to sing, he said to me, Stan, he says, you've got to meet this man, Andy Anselmo, and introduce Tess to him, except I have to warn you about one thing. And I said, what's that, Paul? And he said, she's going to fall in love with him. And I said, how do you know that? And he says, because my daughter Caroline has, and frankly, my whole family has. And Andy, I am sure that's why Paul accepted this award tonight, even though he's been offered many others, because that's what you mean to his family. And he's right, Tess fell in love with you, and so has my family. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present this award to Paul and Sonia Jones. Sonia.
Thank you so much, Stan. That was an overly generous statement from you, which is maybe the first one you've ever made about me in your life. When we were driving in tonight, my wife said to me, I'm definitely afraid of speaking in public, and I don't know what to say. And I said, look, darling, just pretend like we're at dinner. I'll start talking, and you interrupt me. So, the only thing I want to say is, John and Andy and Phil, you have given my daughter not just the gift of music, and everyone in this room, but you've given the gift of life. And as a grateful father, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2003 Anselmo Award, Mr. Chip Michaels.
Johnny, this is the first song I did in your class ever. So if it's no good, I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. You'll never know just how much I miss you. You'll never know just how much I care. And if I tried, I still couldn't hide my love for you. You
to know, for haven't I told you so a million or more times? You went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know how. You'll never know if you don't know now. You went away and my heart went with you. I speak your name in my every prayer. If there is some other way to prove that I love you, I swear I don't know. You'll never know if you don't know.
Please welcome the 2003 Anselmo Award winner, Miss Lisa Anselmo.
Such grace, such dignity. So short. That's more like it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the chairman of this evening's gala and the winner of the 2001 Special Benefactor Award, Mr. Louis Tallarini.
Thank you. It's been my great honor to have served the Singers Forum for almost 20 years. I think I first served on the board in 1986. It's been quite an experience. It's been a very successful event tonight. We started working on it about 6 months ago. I have a number of people that I'd like to mention right now, as well as thank. Of course, the Singers Forum gets assistance from many different sources. I'd like to thank Senator Schumer, Councilmember David Weapon, Councilmember Quinn, State Senator Tom Dunn. I'd like to thank Lynn Rosen, who has been so supportive over the years. Thank you, Lynn. I'd like to thank Dale Ponigvar for his leadership of the board. I know what a challenge it is. I led the board for many years. I'd like to thank my journal chair and co-benefit chair and good friend, Oscar Nordstrom. Oscar, you're just in... Where are you, Oscar? Thank you, Oscar. You are fantastic. We love you. Did a great job. I'd like to thank all of the committees I see. I think all of them here tonight. There are too many to mention. Did a lot of hard work this year. It was an incredible task. As Dale mentioned earlier, we have a home. We own a home through the generosity of many of you here tonight. But we had to build it. It was a raw space, and we incurred some construction debt. We're going to try to pay the mortgage off tonight. Our goal when we started this process was $500,000, much more than we'd ever raised, some 5 times more than we have ever raised at an awards gala. To date, we've raised about $420,000. So that's the good news. The bad news is we're at 80,000 short. So I'll be working for a few hours yet tonight. And I hope to leave here with that goal met. I'd like to thank Andy. Happy birthday, Andy. I'd like to thank you for introducing me to the Singers Forum family, for introducing me to John Harris, Phil Campanella, and all of the Singers Forum family. It's really been a life expanding experience, and I love you all very much. I'd also like to thank those of you from the financial services industry here tonight. We've received a tremendous amount of support for the Singers Forum and for those kids you saw up here earlier, those inner city children. We have approximately 100 kids in the program now, both in New York and New Jersey. And I'm proud to say that I was on the board when our board member Jerry King initiated that effort, and I participated in it, as well as many of you here tonight. So thank you to all of the members of the financial services community for that support. At this time, I would like to introduce my good friend and new supporter of the Singers Forum, the founder of the Federated Kaufman Funds, Lawrence Oriana, who will introduce our next awardee. Larry?
Thank you, Lou. Lou has been a generous supporter of the Singers Forum for many years now. Lou and Andy Anselmo also both members of the Columbus Citizens Foundation, of which I am president. And that leads me to our next honoree, Maria Bartiromo, who is also a member of the Columbus Citizens Foundation. In fact, she has anchored the broadcast of the Columbus Day Parade for over 6 years now, first on WPIX and over the last 5 years on WNBC. Maria and I have a lot in common. We're both New Yorkers. I guess you could tell from my accent. We're both Italian Americans. We're both Wall Street professionals. Next year I will be on Wall Street. It will be my 40th year on Wall Street, and I have come to know the very best investment bankers and money managers. And if Maria Bartiromo had chosen to be an investment banker or money manager, she would be best in class. Instead, she chose to be a financial journalist, and she is the best in class. For me, Maria Bartiromo is the Sophia Loren of financial journalists. Maria Bartiromo, born in Brooklyn, graduated from New York University, where she majored in journalism and minored in economics. Maria joined CNBC in 1993 after 5 years with CNN, where she worked her way up from production assistant to writer and then producer under the guidance of Lou Dobbs. In 1995, she became the first journalist to report live from the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. She continues to cover breaking news for the network's morning business program, Squawk Box. She also serves as anchor of Closing Bell with Maria Bartiromo, which is on every day, Monday through Friday, the hour before the market closes, and co-anchor of Closing Bell with Maria Bartiromo and Tyler Matheson, again, Monday through Friday, 4 to 5, the hour after the market closes. To me, she seems to be ubiquitous on CNBC, and whenever I pass our trading desk and I see Maria, I always have to stop, look, listen, comment to my colleagues how bright she is, and she's a friend of mine. This happens a few times a week, I'm sure. She is also the host and co-producer of Special Report with Maria Bartiromo, which is on Monday evenings from 7 to 8. Maria has just arrived from broadcasting that program. In addition to being a well-known financial commentator in the broadcast media, she is also the author of numerous columns and articles published in magazines such as Individual Investor, Newsweek, Town & Country. In June 2001, HarperCollins published her book, Use the News, How to Separate the Noise from the Investment Nuggets. The book was on the New York Times bestseller list. She is writer, commentator, anchor, producer, and best-selling author. She is the complete multimedia financial journalist, Maria Bartiromo.
And she's beautiful, too.
Larry, thank you for that very, very generous introduction. I so appreciate it. It feels so great to be in such fine company tonight. I would like to thank the Singers Forum for this wonderful honor. It is not very often that one can sit and be in the presence of such talent and such leadership and also claim a spot alongside them. I don't know if I am deserving of this honor, but I do know that I am grateful and I am humbled. The mission of the Singers Forum, as far as I know, is unique. It is such a fine and noble calling to bring music and song to the world. As Paul Tudor Jones said, it truly is the gift of life, and so necessary. And so necessary during these very challenging and confusing times. The world needs more singers. The mission of the Singers Forum of developing talent of all ages is truly a positive and graceful force in the lives of so many of us. On the 25th anniversary of the Singers Forum and on the 80th birthday of Andy Anselmo, I would like to say congratulations and thank you. I look forward to the next 25 years of making beautiful music together. God bless you.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the winner of the 1998 Anselmo Award, Mr. Thos Shipley.
I am so tickled to be here. For those of you who know me, I'll preface this little story with, you know that if you have me over to dinner, I'm one of these folks that like to eat. And I may look across the table and say, excuse me, but are you going to eat that? Well, I've had the good fortune to travel all over the world, and I've been to some places, and the people were wonderful, the places were beautiful, but some of the food looked just a little too much like itself. And I got hungry, and I got the blues, and I wrote this little song. We're gonna have a little church up in here for those of you who didn't make it yesterday. You know who you are. See, I traveled around the world. There ain't no place like New York. Can I hear an amen? I traveled around the world. There ain't no place like New York. You can have Paris or LA. Only New York can take my blues away. But 7 days in this city, sometimes it's more than I can take. 7 days in this city, woo! Sometimes it's more than I can take on that one day. Only New York can take my blues away. It ain't Monday, baby, 'cause Monday started this whole mess off. It ain't Tuesday, he's just helping Monday out. Wednesday's over the hump, Thursday comes dragging in. I get down on my knees and I thank God for Friday, 'cause when Saturday's coming, gone, it's Sunday in New York. That's the day I've waited for. Sunday in New York. How could I ask for more? 6 days a week, I could be anywhere. But on a Sunday, I got to be here. Well, see, church that morning, I got to praise the Lord. Well, there's so much I want to thank him for. My health, my friends, my family, all the love that I found. When you got the Lord beside you, can't nothing bring you down. On Sunday in New York, that's the day I've waited for. I said, Sunday in New York, how could I ask for more? 6 days a week, I could be anywhere, but on a Sunday, I got to be here. Let me tell you about my Sunday. Got my cup of coffee, couple of bagels with a schmear, my New York Times. Let me sit down this here chair, read my Sunday paper, have myself a snack. Woo! Gotta get up, go lay down. I need a nap. It's Sunday in New York. You know what I'm talking about. That's the day I've waited for. Sunday in New York. How could I ask for more? 6 days a week, I could be anywhere, but on a Sunday, I got to be here. Let's go to brunch, shall we? I'll have a cup of coffee, a mimosa, and a kid. 2 eggs over easy waffles, pancakes, and chow. You can put that pie right here. Have a little conversation, then I ease on back. Woo! What time is it? I need my ice cream! Chocolate Sunday in New York. That's the day I've waited for. Chocolate Sunday, how could I ask for more? 6 days a week, I could be anywhere, but on a Sunday, I got to be here. Oh, you know it only comes 52 times a year. Woo! Feed me, feed me.
Please welcome to the stage the Anselmo Award winner for the year 2000, Miss Linda Burton. Ladies and gentlemen, here to present the 2004 Andy Anselmo Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. Claude Giroux.
Thank you. Good evening. And Andy, you really know how to throw a party. Congratulations and happy birthday. You've really done an incredible job. And I'm very, very proud and very honored to present Johnny King with the Lifetime Achievement Award. What some of you may not know is that Johnny and Andy and my wife at the time, Maureen, came to New York together with an act, all three of them, and the act was called Tom, Dick, and Carrie. Maureen Two guys and a doll. And Maureen went on to become a Broadway star and did many of the best Broadway shows. And of course, our two friends went on to entertain thousands of people all over the world. And we've remained friends all through those years. When Maureen had a stroke during a performance a few years ago, the next morning, Johnny came to see me and said, "I hope you'll help me, you'll let me help you." It was just such a generous gesture. I didn't know exactly how to respond to it. And then for 7 years, Johnny was there. And Johnny helped my family and myself to go through the most terrible period of our life. And if it hadn't been of Johnny, I don't know where with my family we would be at the moment, because he kept us together and he kept us being able to cope with it. Johnny is always available. He lives with me now, and I hear the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning or 9 o'clock in the morning, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, I know he answers. At 9 o'clock in the morning, I have to tell people, well, can you call around 11, because he's still, he had a hard night. But he's always available, and there is never anyone who's not important enough for him not to take the call and take care of whatever that person's problem is at the moment. Johnny, you are the most unbelievable human being I have ever met. He is more than a friend. He is a brother. And actually, he's even bigger than a brother, because Johnny is just pure love. We love you, Johnny. Now, I'm very, very proud to present you with the Lifetime Achievement Award.
In a sense, none of this would have happened if you and Maureen is Claude's wife, hadn't walked into a place called the Latin Quarter in Boston, Massachusetts, where I happened to be the choreographer. And this gorgeous redhead walks in, Maureen McNally Giroux. And this guy here with a fabulous voice, and I hired them. Right? And we decided that you sang Old Man River, and she sang, Gonna wash that man right out of my head, I'm gonna wash. Well, not at that time. And you know, what was so wonderful was that we formed an act, and I had never planned to leave Boston, Massachusetts, because I mean, I was doing pretty good there with BU and all those places. I was staging all over the place. They convinced me to leave New York City. And we came to New York and we became incredibly successful, playing all of the major hotels. I mean, it was just one of those magic acts, right? It was called, Claude said, Tom, Dick, and Carrie, Two Guys and a Doll. So in a sense, that was the beginning. Had we not done Two Guys and a Doll, and we probably wouldn't be standing here tonight. So in a sense, I would like to dedicate this to Tom, Dick, and Carrie. Okay? And to our beautiful, gorgeous redhead that is no longer with us, but always in my heart, I'm sure, in Andy's, and certainly in Claude's heart, right? She was something else for Tom, Dick, and Carrie.
Please welcome to the stage the 2001 Anselmo Award winner, Miss Amanda Green.
Hello. This is Tom Kitt, and Tom and I are going to do a song that we wrote together for a musical we're working on called High Fidelity, which is based on the great novel by Nick Hornby and the film starring John Cusack. It follows the story of Rob, a 30-something arrested adolescent obsessed with pop music, and his ex-girlfriend Laura. Rob takes us through the history of his desert island all-time top 5 breakups. This is number 5, a rebound relationship with a girl named Sarah, whom he describes as being, quote, sad in the original sense of the word. Their relationship is narrated in song by an earnest folk duo called the Doc Martens. Grabbed the moon full of hope, fell to earth without rope. Heart as heavy as a stone. Been betrayed, been abused, spirit flayed and ego bruised. Everybody dies alone. I always knew before he flew he was too good for me. Now I'm here with you. How more different could you be? You're just like me, alone and sad. And in this light, you don't look so bad. I've had the best, now I need a rest. Just someone who'll do, and I'm ready to settle for you. This feeling like a cancer grows, feel the rot between my toes. Why take another breath? For now I see that all life brings is a string of disappointing things, and in the end, cold death. talk too loud to drown out the desperate gloom. My heart is dead, a hollow bone. I'm filled with dread, I'll end up alone. I'll move in my stuff, act like it's enough. I'm past 22, and I'm ready to settle for you. See the happy people laughing, they're all deaf and blind. Why should we go on searching for something we won't find? Why should we pretend we're happy too? You know we're not. I'd rather just stay home and soak with you. You're just like me, alone and sad. And in the dark, you don't look so bad. It's nice to know that you'll never go. 'Cause if not me, then who? If not me, then and I'm ready to settle for you. 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 Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Tom Kitt. Thank you. Thank you, Andy.
Ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the 2002 Anselmo Award, Mr. William Michaels.
Thank you. Now to Andy Anselmo. Where are you, Andy? Hey, hello. A man who's made an indelible and a profound effect on me in my life, and whose inspiration, your teachings, and your spirit, your example, really, I take with me not just into the concert hall, but into every major endeavor in my life. I offer you a song entitled "Do Not Forget Me."
Partirono le rondini dal mio paese freddo senza sole, cercando primavere di viole, nidi d'amore e di felicità. La mia piccola rondine partì senza lasciarmi un bacio, senza un addio partì. Non ti scordar di me, la vita mia legate a te. Io t'amo sempre più, nel sogno mio rimani tu. Scordar di me, la vita mia legate a te, c'è sempre un nido nel mio cor per te. Non ti scordar di me, non ti scordar legate a te. C'è sempre il nido nel mio cor per te. Non ti scordar di
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the winner of the 2003 Andy Anselmo Lifetime Achievement Award, Mr. Alec Baldwin.
I was late. I didn't know the running order, and every time they go, and now, the winner of the 2000 and whatever Lifetime Achievement Award. And I would go, ready to get up and make this presentation. I didn't know what the running order was. Oh my God, I'm so nervous. I also want to say something about cheese for a moment, if you don't mind. May I say something about cheese? When you bounce between two events like I had to do this evening, sometimes you go to one event. We went to the Roundabout Gala, because I'm doing 20th Century on Broadway for the Roundabout. No, thank you. And we went to the Roundabout Gala, and you go to the first half of that function, so we're there for the cheese course. And then we come here to see you folks, and we're here for the cheese course. So we've had a lot of cheese put in our direction this evening. I also want to say, don't you think he's a handsome devil? I realize that's how he gets all these people to come here and do his bidding and raise money. He's just very, very handsome and charming. It's your 80th birthday. 80th birthday. I want you to know that I have a little daycare center that I work for in East Hampton, Long Island, and I'm going to be having a benefit for it this summer. This summer will be my 80th birthday. And I hope you will all come and celebrate my 80th birthday. If I can pull this crowd into the room to raise money, that will be a miracle. I also want to mention that I'm flattered that you asked me to come back this year and present this award. Whenever I'm around this group, I'm so touched by people who can do what you all do, people who can sing. That's always been the one thing that's missing in my own resume is I can't sing. To save my life, I couldn't sing. And I used to study voice with Andy Anselmo when I went to Strasbourg through New York University. And I think did I tell the Frank Sinatra song last year here? I think I did, didn't I? I did I went to study with Andy Anselmo, and he said to me, well, we're going to bring some music, and you're going to take your first private lesson with me. This is after I left Strasbourg. I wanted to learn how to sing. And I brought the song Come Fly With Me from Frank Sinatra singing Come Fly With Me. I had Sinatra live at the Sands, and I had the music. And I came and I brought the lyrics with me, but I sang the lyrics that Sinatra sang at the Sands. So I think the lyrics were, so just say those words, and we'll beat those birds down to Acapulco Bay. So there's Andy Anselmo playing the piano and bouncing along with me. I'm going to say those words, and we'll beat your bird down to Acapulco. And also he stops, crashing the piano. He goes, that's not the lyrics. Beat your bird. He said, who told you those were the lyrics to Come Fly With Me? Thus ended my Broadway singing career. But you have before you one of the great, great shower stall singers of all time. I am. I'm one of the great shower stall singers of all time. I am here to present an award to someone who, for my own personal feelings right now, being on Broadway again, I haven't done a Broadway show since 1992, and to be giving an award to someone for whom
for me, is a touchstone, and her career is a kind of touchstone of a type of serious acting that I wish I had dedicated. I wish I had the luxury of dedicating a greater portion of my life to, which is work in the theater. I'm back in New York right now doing a show, and I can tell you I have never been happier in my life than I am doing this show. And I just and I mention that, because today, this evening, we're giving a Lifetime Achievement Award to someone who represents so many things about the New York theater and the Broadway theater that I admire. I could take the time to quote from Tova Felch's resume for you, but I don't need to do that. We all know the great roles that she has performed on Broadway, off Broadway, the accolades that she has received. But to me, she is also a neighbor. We live in the same neighborhood up on the Upper West Side. And the things that I love most about Tova are represented by the role that she's playing currently on Broadway as Golda Meir in Golda's Balcony. Please, let's have a big round of applause for that. This kind of transformative acting, this kind of acting in which you really find a way, this is where some kind of alchemy and some kind of mystical ability that people who are great, great actors have to channel a role and to channel a persona through their body, through their instrument, and to become someone else, and to introduce you to that person. You're not introduced to an actor playing that person, you're meeting that person. When you go see Golda's Balcony, I'm convinced you're meeting Golda Meir when you see that show, because of the great, great, great transformative gifts that this woman has as an artist. This, when I see Tova, what's so funny is you see her now when she's away. What I love is when actresses play these kinds of parts where they kind of rough themselves up, then they look like Anne Margaret when they're walking around the city. You notice how she got the groovy kind of Anne Margaret, tawny hair, flip thing going on now? And she looks real hot and real sexy. She wants to get as far away from the Golda thing as she possibly can when she's not playing Golda. But you see, I had the good fortune of narrating a little documentary that was done by Tova and her producing partners about the experience of doing Golda's Balcony, and I got to see some of the scene work that she was doing on camera. And it's just amazing to me, because this is exactly the kind of acting that is the flame that drew me to this business, that I wanted to do this. People who could become other people, for even just for a couple of hours, and teach you something. Tova Felch is teaching people history on Broadway every night. She's teaching something about history, about vital history, something that's affecting the world we live in right now, something that's affecting our lives as New Yorkers right now as a result of what's happened in 9/11. I'm going to close before I present this award by saying that, there are people in this business who I admire. And I admire Tova Felch, and I'm honored to be able to present her with this award, because not only is she a beautiful woman, not only is she a warm, kind, generous person, not only because she is a sexy, fabulous woman, you know what I mean? Especially when we get the Anne Margaret thing going on like today. Shake your head, baby. I love it. I love it. But she is, above all else, she is two things that I most respect and most admire in people in my business at this level, and that is that she is dedicated and she is seeking. That is the thing that all of us as performers must never, ever cease to do. We present the Andy Anselmo 2004 Lifetime Achievement Award to an actress who never stops seeking, to Tova Felch.
In order to be a great leader, you have to take the greater good above yourself. You have to choose that which is good for all over that which is good for one. In order to be a great actor, you have to choose the character above your own needs. You have to put them first. Alec Baldwin, I don't know you long, and I don't even know you that well. You have never missed an opportunity to be kind to me, to take my needs before yours in your busy day, to donate your work to the Prime Minister herself. And I don't mean me, I mean that documentary that you narrated for Yves Girardi-Sambert, a Jew from Paris whose parents escaped the Holocaust by living in Provence in secret. On the street, this man, and I was truly a beauty. I was in yesterday's running clothes on the street in front of his house with my wonderful daughter and my husband. This man says, I'm going to do this film for you. And when you have the imprimatur of Alec Baldwin narrating a wee documentary, guess what happens? People want to see it. So thank you for just being who you are. I haven't the slightest doubt that you're a great parent. I haven't the slightest doubt that you understand how to take other people before yourself. And I thank you for just giving your heart to me, to New York, to your sweetheart, without fail. Without fail. I am ever grateful, and don't think that New York isn't thrilled to have our boy back in town. Am I right? It's incredible. It's incredible. On that note, I'm taking off my jacket. Okay. I'm having a hot flash, or what I call one of my private summers. How do you give a Life Achievement Award to someone who is only 22? My birth was videotaped in color, and 22 years ago I had everything I have now, except now it's lower. Getting old is when your sweetheart says to you, darling, let's go upstairs and make love, and you say, take your pick, I can't do both. A 90-year-old man hired a call girl to come to his hotel room. She arrived, she took one look at him, she said, darling, you've had it. He said, thank you, what do I owe you? Why are married women fatter than single women? Because single women come home, see what's in the fridge, and go to bed. Married women come home, see what's in the bed, and go to the fridge. Richard Rogers once said to me, yes, Richard Rogers, he was alive when I started my career, back in the Pleistocene age. We were all reading installments of Beowulf. Anyway, Richard Rogers once said to me, when you can no longer speak, sing. And when I teach at the Singers Forum or at Yale or Cornell, I often give the example of Curly coming out to see the dawn in Oklahoma, and he comes and he looks at the wonderful corn and the sun rising, and he looks and he goes, oh, what a beautiful morning. Yes, now I may not sound like Hugh Jackman, but nonetheless, when you can no longer speak, you sing. And this is what Andy Anselmo and John Albert Harris and my beloved Phil Campanella, where are you, boy? Where are you, Phil? That's what you give to us. That's what you give to us. I want to get a new pair of glasses immediately. These are really scary. I feel like Ben Franklin on a bad day. Thank you. Good. Oh, thank you. I'll just wear them all. I'll wear them all. Hey, good. Helen Keller. Yes, okay. Congratulations on your new home at 49 West 24th. I don't know anybody who deserves it more. Thank you for honoring me with a Life Achievement Award at a time that I hope will just be midway in my journey. Yes, thank you very much. this is the greatest year of my life, and I'm so glad it came so late, because I can appreciate it. Any actor worth his salt, and you know what I mean, any actor with a decent career has more flops than you got hits, because the stars don't align as often as various single efforts do, and then other people are not in agreement, the perceived value. So I feel so fortunate to play a prime minister who dedicated her life to the greater good and who planted trees that she would never sit under. This is what you do. You hand music on from generation to generation, and it's so moving to me. Hector Berlioz said, the only thing that matters is love and work. But before he died, he said, the only thing that matters is love, because from love, all else will follow. And I, like Alec, I am extremely, as you can hear, yeah, that's right. Viva amore, of course, yes. I will now speak only in Italian. Now, yes. L'amore è fantastica, lui ha fatto l'amore per tutto il mondo, per la scuola, per tutto New York e per Alec Baldwin. Okay, fine. I would like to say that next year I will be doing another one-woman show. It will be the Jewish version of I Am My Own Wife. It will be I Am My Own Furrier. Okay. Now, I leave you with a quote from George Bernard Shaw, who says, and I'm sure he would have applauded Andy and John Albert and Phil and all of the great donors who have supported this wonderful, wonderful institution. You know, when Plato wrote his Republic, he destroyed everything but music. He said, keep music as it is, because music is the heart of us, and music is so pure you don't need to change it, in his idealistic Republic. Anyway, in the words of George Bernard Shaw, I am of the opinion that our lives belong to the community, and it is our privilege to do for it whatever we can as long as we shall live. I want to be totally used up when I die, because the more I work, the more I live. Life is no brief candle to me. It is this splendid torch which I've got hold of for just one moment in time, and I want to make it burn as brightly as possible before handing it on to future generations. Thank you for giving me this honor. Thank you. Thanks. Thank you. Thank you, Alec.
Thank you so much. Now comes that wonderful time when we announce the winners of the Anselmo Award for this year. And a few years ago, coming out of John Harris's studio, I heard this beautiful voice, and it was I hadn't heard it before, and the person that I was teaching, the two of us just stopped and said, "Who is that?" And well, I had to find out, so I went to open the door and said, "Who is this girl?" Anyway, later I watched her talent grow and grow. She took all the classes and everything that she could take at the school, and I'm so proud of her. She was able to join us. Now she's on tour in a musical that's touring the country, and this is her night off, so she's here with us to receive the award. And so I'm thrilled to introduce you to Miss Laura Taylor.
I guess I just need to say that I'm completely overwhelmed with the support that I have gotten from this community over the past, 3 years. you're really lucky when you get to a place where the artistic energy can't help but inspire you. And every day you go, and there's that little spark in the eyes of your teachers that are just helping you grow and push forward. And I don't think I ever heard a negative word from anyone, be it student, faculty, or staff. And so I would just like to thank you guys, my grandpas, as I call you. Now I'm gonna sing.
Gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme. Gimme, gimme that thing called love. I want it. Gimme, gimme that thing called love. I need it. Highs and lows, tears and laughter. Give me happy ever after. Give me that thing called love. Give me that thing called love. I crave it. Give me that thing called love. I'll brave it, thick or thin, rich or poor times. Give me years and I'll want more time. Give me that thing called love. Oh, give me that thing called love. I'm free now. Give me that thing called love. I see now fly dove, sing sparrow. Give me Cupid's famous arrow. Give me that thing called love. I don't care if he's a nobody. In my heart, he'll be a somebody who loves me. I need it. Give me that thing called love. I want it. Here I am, saint
At the opening weekend of our new home, this gentleman literally stopped the show, and I knew at once that I had found another winner. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Jerome Harmon Hardiman.
I'm getting there. I walked into the Singers Forum by accident. I did. I was taking acting classes on the 11th floor, and every day I would take the elevator up, and I would see people get out, and I'd see this little sign that said, the Singers Forum. So one day I said, well, I'm going to go in and see what's going on. And ever since that day, my life has been, as a singer, so much better. I have to thank Andy Anselmo, John Harris, and especially Phil Campanella. It's really just, it's wonderful what they do there. I can't really put it into words. I started out as a dancer, so yeah. Dancing is big, it's all over the place. Singing is contained. It's something that's very, very difficult for me to learn, to contain myself. So now I'm learning to contain myself. And I work with Johnny King. And Johnny says, be bigger! Don't contain yourself. Lift, I don't want to see lift, I don't want to see tuck. Be bigger. And he's right. He's right. Now, music, we all have a song. We all have one song or one tune that reminds us of a moment, something in our lives that happened that's just poignant. I used to live in Germany, and I was under contract there in Berlin, and I met a woman who I fell so much in love with, I couldn't believe it. It was heaven. When I got done with my contract, I expected that she would come back with me. Yeah. Things happened. She didn't come back. So I came back to New York, and I thought about her all the time, but she wasn't here. And I thought I was over her. And then, a couple of years ago, one of the final performances of The Scarlet Pimpernel, I'm sitting in the mezzanine, and in the second act, there comes a song, and this woman who I thought I had finally gotten over was standing right next to me. It was that same April in Berlin 4 years previously. So many nights I have stood in the moonlight, watching it fade into dawn, wanting you here with me warm in the moonlight, knowing that moment was gone, out of sight, out of mind, till the moon rose tonight. All at once, I felt a chill. In a spill of moonlight, she was there. And though we both stood very still, there was something pulling in the air when she whispered in the dark. I tried hard to hold my ground. I believed I had a choice, till the music in her voice turned my whole world around. I would like to understand, but the stars and I begin to blur. If she never touched my hand, then what filled me with the feel of her? In between us stood a wall. In a flash it fell apart. Is it possible she heard every last unspoken word racing out of my heart? She never turned to me, but suddenly
We had so much to share. I never pulled her in my arms, but she was there. Oh, she was there. No, I never pulled her in. Still, her tenderness was everywhere. Oh, she slipped beneath my skin, just as if she'd always been right there. Had she been there all along? Was I too far gone to know what a fool I might have been? Oh, how could I pull her in when I never let her go?
I think we need one more song which has not been sung tonight, and I think you can all join us.
Thank you all so much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending the 2004 Andy Anselmo Achievement Awards. Please remain with us for champagne and dessert. Good night.